There you are. So, what was the team that you got to Legend with?
It was a team that's commonly used, made up by Yusei Farao. It's pretty great. Dragonite with Dragon Tail, with a Waterfall Gyarados, and Magnezone in the back, which is pretty clutch.
I've heard of a lot more Waterfall Gyarados being used. Has that like had an uptick lately in usage? Do you think?
I don't know. I would say there's still a lot of Dragon Breath users out there. Yeah, just of course, to help counter Dragonite. Yeah, I mean, just depends. There are so many ground type users still in Master League Premier Cup, but
that's why Waterfall.
Yep.
Yeah. And Magnezone too. I'm surprised that's getting usage in Open.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was Premier Classic, but yeah, so many flyers. You got Togekiss again, Dragonite. You've got Gyarados, so many Gyarados, but yeah.
And what are you running for Johto at the moment? Are you playing Johto or are you playing something else?
I don't know. I'm kind of waffling between. I admittedly only did a couple sets yesterday, and I did a lot of them in Master League Premier Classic before it switched over. So, yeah, I need to do some research. But I was watching some teams getting run last night on Twitch. But yeah, still need some options. I mean, Raikou looks like it's everywhere.
Something I haven't seen too many of those.
And Johto. Yeah, for sure. I did do a match in Johto, and what was it? Steelix lead. It was pretty interesting though.
Sorry, just give me a second.
Yeah, no worries. I'm all rainbow.
Yeah. I don't know if I actually mentioned that we're just chilling here for the first few minutes to let people get in.
Sure.
And then before we get into the battles, I have been running Ampharos lead for a few sets.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I like it. Like, kind of does the same kind of thing as Raikou, but can take a little bit more of a hit and has a bit more play against like your Steelix or like a Focus Blast. Almost one-shots an Umbreon, I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah, plenty of electrics.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Oh, there we are. There we are to host. Okay. All right, that is done.
And what about your Guardian Cup team?
Guardian Cup team, I'll be honest, I stole a team from another really great battler. I'm sure like we all saw, Panic's great run, and I think it was a 7-0. So I was like, all right, that team looks good.
I missed it actually. What was the team?
What is it? It's Dragonite with Dragon Tail, Poliwrath, Gourgeist, of course. What else? Trying to remember here. Let's pull it up. I've only done 2 rounds with it so far. Personally, I didn't have the lucky use of Steelix. Of course, makes sense. Ninetales and Raining Cast form. So Ninetales pretty good, of course, with all the Gourgeist running around. But getting stuff lined up right, as always.
I actually ended up dropping my Ninetales just because I didn't like how RPS it felt, like great against the Gourgeist and the Steelix, but then just getting hard-walled by your waters. I ended up going with something that's like a little bit worse, but also has a bit more play against its losses, which was Seeking.
Oh, okay. Nice, yeah. See that for sure.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
No. Nice.
I kind of wish I had brought in Vig, because Vig at least has
Steelix.
Yeah, great against Steelix and beats Dragonite in, is it the ones? Definitely the zeros.
Yeah, I think it's the 0, but not the 2 for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
So yeah, I kind of wish I'd done that. But that's okay. And what about Obsidian? Do you know what you're
I
going to
don't
run for
know.
Obsidian? No?
I don't know yet, but I mean, Goon's looking great.
Mhm.
DD looks great. But yeah, I was watching some analysis last night on it. I don't know. Interesting. I mean, dark types, a lot of dark types, which also might be scary for DD, but
yeah,
see how that goes.
DD has enough play against the dark types, I think.
Yeah. There will be a lot of bug, though, I think, too.
Yeah, so that'll be big. So, obviously, like is Galvantula eligible? I haven't looked too much into it yet.
Yeah, I think Galvantula should be. The bans are fairy type, grass, flying, ground, and I know I'm missing one. What is it here? And fighting. So yeah,
okay.
so Galv is eligible. Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be able to take care of the DDs and the darks, and then probably Ariados as well has seen just a huge upsurge in usage thanks to GBL lately.
Yeah, true.
All right, do you want to get into it?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, so for those who haven't seen this before, I feel like a lot of the people who are in here would have seen it, but let's give it a bit of a refresher. This is a format where two people enter the ring and they take each other on in a best-of-5 format, and the loser goes away, joins the end of the queue, the winner stays on to take on a new battler, a new challenger, and we just basically try and see how long they can keep their run going for. Last week, we had Stabber8 becoming the champion. Stabber8, who was from Ukraine when he started his reign as champ, and now is back in the US for obvious reasons.
Nice.
But he has, despite his move back to his home country, he has still found time to do some battles for us. So super appreciative of the time that Stabber has given over. And this is the first matchup. We've got Stabber8 versus Getsu Fractal. And so, Katie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, looking at this Guardian Cup team. So, Stabber8, I like that. It's pretty meta with the Steelix and the Gorgeist, Ninetales, and Mantine, of course. Electing to go Primate, though, on the fighting types. Pretty interesting. It's gonna be pretty good against their Probo Pass. But yeah, Getsu Fractal's team, it's also interesting going for that double grass. Yeah, what are you seeing?
I saw exactly that, the double grass.
Yeah.
And the Skarmory as well, giving him a bit of a weakness to the Ninetales, so he's probably going to be relying on that Mantine a lot. Probopass does generally beat the Ninetales, but Ninetales can kind of flip that with a well-timed overheat or something along those lines. So yeah, the Ninetales is going to be something to worry about. Let's see, the Galvantula might have a fair bit of play. Again, having to probably avoid the Probopass there. So Mantine and Probopass is probably Getsu's big mons there that they'll have to rely on. For
sure. Yeah. Of course, Galv getting, again, a fair amount of play there with the Skarmory. But yeah, that Probo could keep it in check.
Do you see double grass being used at all?
Not so much. I don't think we're going to see it in the 3. I mean, I would only bring one if I was Getsu, but I mean, we'll see. We shall see.
Maybe, I don't know, Mantine double grass to maybe draw out the Ninetales, potentially, or a Probo double grass. Probo double grass would be probably too weak to Steelix, but Mantine does beat Steelix if Getsu wanted to run that. So it could happen.
True. Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we've got too much pressure with the Galv and the Ninetales. Yeah, it's a lot there.
All right, let's see how they go. Stabber versus Getsu. Stabber looking to maintain his dream run. 13 out of 15 battles won so far. Good luck. And go. Okay, so first up we have, it is the Superior versus the Steelix. So this is a relatively even matchup, but I think the Steelix might have it just over the Superior. Superior pretty bulky and running double grass moves, Katie.
Double grass, goodness. Now this shouldn't hurt the Steelix very hard, but he has to throw. Surprised we're not getting a swap here, but just going to chunk away.
We've got the PvP's in the back, and I think I saw the Mantine there as well. Crunch is the go-to move for the Steelix. It's the Earthquake, obviously not going to do very much, so it's just a bit of... Oh yeah, we do get the defense drop as well, so that'll make that next Crunch probably enough to KO. We do get the next charge move coming in from the Superior, and we do get a shield now from the Steelix. It is a Leaf Tornado, so good bait there from Getsu.
Yes, well done. All right, and Crunch coming in. Oh, we do get a shield on the Superior. All right, probably good move there, just so they can continue to chip against the Steelix.
Absolutely. And no shield now on Stabber's side. The Frenzy Plant almost KOing that Steelix, and a couple of Vine Whips takes it down. So Superior getting the first point here. Now out comes Primeape, which can get a bit of farm down before the Superior can get to another charge move. So now, obviously we're seeing the Mantine. That PvP's is just not a fan of Primeape's work.
Absolutely not. It's going to be pretty rough. Of course, we'll see how the Mantine gets a little bit of play here, whether or not they'll not giving up shield now, but how much pressure. Oh, and we do get a swap, so the PvP's comes out. Good play, good play.
And the PvP's running Thunderbolt, which will one-hit KO the Mantine. So Stabber is in a bit of trouble at the moment. And the Bubble Beam's not doing much. I mean, how many Bubble Beams will it take to make a Thunderbolt not KO here? About 16?
Yeah, probably. Somewhere around 16.
So... First Thunderbolt is shielded. Mantine just going to do as much damage as it can. We see it's running the Bubble Beam Aerial Ace. I've been running Ice Beam myself. I feel like that's got slightly better coverage against things like Dragonite, which is super popular in this meta. But with the double grass line, Aerial Ace probably coming in a bit more handy here. Here comes the second Thunderbolt, and this should put an end to the Mantine.
Now, of course, we'll get that Primeape back out here. See how much it can... Oh, yeah, we're getting full farm down. Yep, that makes sense.
And now Getsu's Mantine comes back out. We saw the close combat do a lot of work. Aerial Ace, not the best move. It probably will leave a bit of health left on that. No, it didn't. That Primeape is gone. Wow. Getsu Fractal.
Oh, wow, that Aerial Ace did so much, the Primeape. Man.
Yeah, did you expect that?
No, not quite as much. I thought it was going to live. I did think that there would be some help there, but... Yeah, good matchups, but wow, such and not an amazing lead, like it, somewhat neutral, but also not. I mean, the Steelix versus Superior, it's kind of okay, not so hard counter as it was in the back. Oh, and we get to start with a mirror match double Mantine. See, so this could take a while.
So I might take this chance then to explain to anyone who hasn't seen this format before. The battlers do have the opportunity, if they get a 5-0 sweep of their opponent, then they earn themselves a replay, which is what they can use to redo a future match against a future opponent. It has to be used on their first or second loss, and they have to use the same team with the same lead as what the previous battle was. Now, I have to confirm here that Stabber does use a replay at some point. The reason I'm saying that now is because I don't remember which battle it was used in. So, we will have to just take a look at how the battles are playing out. If we see, say, if Getsu wins this one and we see the Mantine mirror match in the next lead, we'll know that that was the one that was being used.
All right.
All right, you take it away.
So a little suspense there. Okay, but we do get a Gourgeist coming in here. That's a prize move. Oh, and a Superior switch to get the catch. Well played.
Yeah, you see that?
Oh,
seed
excuse
bomb
me.
doing nothing.
These are off. Whoa. Okay. They're slightly off in time. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So we didn't quite get the catch.
I see it now. So okay, we get the Shadow Ball now, which will do a lot of damage. They seem to be back in time for me. Is it back in time for you now?
It is now. It is
Okay,
back in
sure.
time, yep.
I think that was an Niantic thing.
Definitely.
Niantic things. Now, obviously, double grass moves is going to render this matchup a very difficult one for the Serperior. You can probably... Wow, we do get a shield on Stabber's side, so wanting to keep that Gorgeist as healthy as possible. We see the Mantine and the Probopass in the back, so... I mean, maybe a... Oh, wow, and a catch as well, so Mantine is sacrificing itself for the greater good.
Whew. Yeah. Probably the right play, keeping the health on the Gorgeist there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. All right. And
what do we see
Probopass
next?
probably coming in, right? We'll see. Yeah, Probopass
so.
gotta come in.
Obviously, the Bubble Beam is not going to do particularly much. Did you see whether it was Spark or Rock Throw on the Probo?
I did not know. We have a Rock Throw.
Oh, is it? Oh, I think it's Spark.
Is it not? Oh, excuse me. I got that wrong. Nope.
All right, so switching out.
The swap. Yep, makes sense.
But it's looking pretty difficult for Getsu right now. That Mantine on such low HP, and that Probopass is just going to get deleted by the Primeape. One close combat will absolutely finish it off. And, I mean, Getsu does have 2 shields in hand. I don't know if that'll help. Woo! Woo! Oh, baby, that aerial ace.
It really does so much on the Primeape. All right, we do get the Gorgeist coming in. Good news for the Probopass for now, but of course they'll get some chip here, and then can come in and counter.
Mm-hmm. So throwing the Thunderbolt, which is not the better move against the Grass type in the Gorgeist. The Rock Slide is neutral as opposed to the resisted Thunderbolt, and Probo is actually going to need that energy for the Primeape later. So got to make sure that it is at a move, because if Primeape comes in, it's just going to punch it a couple of times. Doesn't even have to punch it, just kind of faint. Like, just scare it and it'll faint.
Right.
But it looks like has used his energy, and oh no, Primeape comes out. It did have a move as well. So looks like Getsu needed to keep that shield for the close combat, because Stabber has managed to flip that over and take the win out from under him.
Dang. All right.
So what did you see there?
Different.
The Serperior being used both times, and I think the first time it was used to a lot better effect than the second time.
True. It was.
Primeape managing to get a lot of good use, even against the opposing Mantine, even though those aerial aces were doing an amazing amount of damage. A close combat was doing a lot as well.
Absolutely. All right, now we see a Primeape against Mantine. Oh, instant swap to the Galv. Oh, that does hurt. Yep, have to take the Mantine out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Probopass is going to come in, and a Rock Slide will do a lot of damage to a Galvantula. Galvantula not going for the debuff, it's just going straight Discharge, try and take out as much of that HP as possible. We do see the Primeape there, so that Primeape should be able to just farm down the Probopass once the Galvantula is gone. But it looks like Stabber is keeping it. Do you think maybe Stabber is trying to stall out that Switch Clock, try and save that Galvantula for later in the battle?
I would get the lunge off, just so you can get the debuff here, but that makes sense. Of course, not going to do too much here, and then I would let it go. And it looks like they're opting to do just that. Oh, no, I am wrong. Late shield. Here it comes. All right.
This is amazing. This Galvantula is it is standing up to its bully. What a hero. Right. Probopass can't take it anymore, but that's, I don't think that's particularly bad for Getsu Fractal, because the Galvantula is I've lost what I was going to say. The Probopass wasn't going to have that much play against the line of Stabber with the Primeape there. The Gorgeist is a lot more even a matchup. I think PvP's is just unnecessary at the moment.
Right. Yeah, it was going to be pretty easy for them to take out, but yeah, I guess needed to keep the Galvin here again because they know they've got Mantine and could do quite a bit of damage there.
So, Seed Bomb, not a strong move. It's like Aerial Ace, but Mantine is tankier. Does use the shield anyway. Might not have been necessary. An Aerial Ace would have taken it out from there without the shield. So now Fractal is shieldless, but will have switch advantage.
Right. Okay, bringing the Galv in, of course, makes sense. Get a full farm down. No, not quite. They do get the Bubble Beam off.
And that's a big deal because if the Galv had just thrown that... Wow, okay, we get to switch out into the Superior. The Lunge is debuffed, so not going to do quite as much damage, but still will hurt a fair amount. It does take it into the yellow. Yeah. And we get another switch, a counter switch! Oh, Stabber!
Nice. Oh, man. That was a great play. Good thinking. And Leaf Tornado.
Yep, go on.
Oh. But we do get the Night Slash off before with the CMP tie. And not quite enough. Just barely. Just barely.
And that is thanks to the attack drop that the Leaf Tornado caused a few seconds ago. So Frenzy Plant taking out that Primeape. Now it is just going to take one Volt Switch to take out that Superior, and I think we are up to a Volt Switch discharge. No, one more is not even necessary. One more Volt Switch does take out the Mantine. Wow, that was a close one with a couple of great catches, but Stabber taking that one out.
So that's now is that a 3-0 from Stabber now?
It's 2-1. Getsu did win the first one.
Excuse me. Getsu got the first. All right, so game's not called yet.
Yeah, that's right. We are one more away. So yeah, the Probopass obviously hasn't been quite working for Getsu. Stabber just bringing the Primeape every single time, and also bringing his own Mantine. We see the Galvantula versus the Marowak. So and Marowak running Hex, so this is good for the Marowak actually. But switching out into I'm not a fan of that switch. That is the Superior into the Gorgeist, and the Superior running all grass moves, meaning it just doesn't have enough to hit the Gorgeist with.
Right, and what were they running? They could, I mean, it would have been a tough choice. They could have brought the Mantine in, also not a great option, but
Yeah, so probably staying in with the Marowak was the best move there. With Fire Spin, it doesn't quite hurt the Galvantula quite as much as what it normally would. It is obviously double resisting the lunges, but the discharge will add up over time. So I think Marowak staying in against the Gorgeist is the best play here.
Right, we'll see. We do get a shield on the Gorgeist. That makes sense.
And how much more is this thing going to farm up? It just doesn't take any chances. It goes straight for that Shadow Ball. Getting rid of that. Oh, hello, Getsu. What are you planning?
Yep.
Are you going to make it?
That was the right play.
Oh, well done, Getsu. So it shows what I know. Because that Superior did manage to take down that Gorgeist. Did have to spend both shields, though. So Stabber is up 1 shield to nothing at the moment. The Frenzy Plant taking out almost half HP from that Mantine. Now the Mantine won't be able to bubble down before Getsu gets to another move. Throws the lower energy charge move first, so didn't think that he could get up to the Frenzy Plant, just throwing the Leaf Tornado. Stabber either missing his counts or wanting to spend that shield on the Leaf Tornado, but now has a whole bunch of energy. We've got the Mirror Match and the Marowak in the back, and Getsu coming in with the Mirror. Here comes Galvantula against the Hex. Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, this is not looking so great for the Galv here, but again, both opponents are shields down.
We see the Getsu did throw the Bone Club there, which is great if you want to bait, but there were no shields left on the other side, so Shadowbone might have been better. Then again, I don't know if a Shadowbone on its own would have KO'd, so maybe 2 Bone Clubs was the better option. That'll be interesting to look up later if someone wants to do that, if someone's interested. And now the Marowak takes out that Galv. Mantine gets the farm down, and now out comes Getsu's Mantine himself now with... I don't think the energy advantage is going to come into play at all. I think the Mantine on Stabber's side is just too low on HP, and I think the one more Aerial Ace is enough to take it out.
Right, yep. This should do it when they get there.
So this may be the replay. Because if Getsu wins this one, it is Stabber's second loss of the set. I feel like he's got to use it now or lose it. So before I put on the point for Getsu Fractal, we'll just see if we get the same lead. It was Marowak versus Galvantula. And how do you think Stabber should play it differently?
Goodness. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say.
I know, yeah. It's
I know, looking back retrospectively, there's a lot going on in that match. But yeah. I don't know. I think it was right to switch, but
okay.
Here we have it again. Same matchup. Makes sense for the Mantine coming in, and then Superior. All right. Opting for the Aerial Ace. Will we get a shield? No shield. Okay,
so obviously Stabber has played it a little bit differently by switching in the Mantine instead of the Gorgeist. The both players know what is in the back now, so that kind of changes the dynamic a little because you've got that information there. There's no more guesswork. You know I have to keep this Pokemon for this matchup, etc. So obviously wanting to keep that Gorgeist for later in the set where he thinks it'll be put to better use.
Right. Okay, and we're going to let the Mantine go here. That makes sense.
Ooh, so what do you do here if
Now,
you're Stabber?
I would bring in the Galv personally, but we have seen them bring in the Gorg against Superior before. All right, they do opt for the Galv.
Both Pokemon do have the ability to farm up a reasonable amount of energy before taking out the Superior. So that is the disadvantage that Superior brings to Getsu Fractal's team.
True. And they're are opting to farm up quite a bit. Oh, yeah. And we're getting a no shield here. That's interesting.
So Stabber wanting to keep both shields for the Gorgeist in the back. We do get that lunge from the onto the Superior, and the Galv does have one more lunge up its sleeve. So looking to keep it for now and switch straight into the Gorgeist. Now, the Mantine comes out. This is going to be interesting. So the Aerial Ace does do a reasonable amount to the Gorgeist. The Shadow Ball will also do a reasonable amount, and we see no shield on Fractal's side. One more Shadow Ball will take it out completely. Only has one shield left to spend though, whereas Stabber has the 2 shields. So I think Stabber has the advantage here.
Right, I would say so. And they don't shield, keeping them for later. Let's see, we're farming up and throwing the Seed Bomb.
This is intense. Stabber really holding on to those shields.
Oh, we do get an undercharge and a shield though,
We finally get a shield on Stabber's side. I think maybe Stabber was expecting Getsu to throw a Bubble Beam bait first. That's probably my explanation for why they kept the shield up until now. And we get a bit of extra farm. We get a swap into the Galvantula. And no shielding that. So this Bubble Beam will KO that Galvantula. The Volt Switch damage will not go through. And now it is all up to the Gorgeist. It has multiple Seed Bombs already built. Takes out the Mantine with the first one. And was that the last Pokemon? No, the Marowak was still there. This is it.
Throw a Shadow Ball.
It all comes down to this. and does take it out. Wow, that was edge of your seat stuff.
Yeah, great plays by Staberate. Right idea there to farm up on the Gorgeist and just waiting, of course, knowing that Marowak was going to be in the back. But very well played.
And just the nerve to hold on to those shields for as long as he did. That what was it? Like Mantine with that much HP left, and the Gorgeist with maybe that much, and still 2 shields in hand. All right, so Stabber has won the set 3-1, but we do still have one more battle to play out, just for the record book. So we get the Steelix on Stabber's side, which we haven't seen yet, and it is a shiny Steelix, so it is doing extra damage. And Bubble Beam does chunk a nice amount out of the Steelix. So Mantine, just with the power of Bubble and Bubble Beam, does beat the Steelix.
Oh, and we do get a swap here into the Gorgeist, okay. And let's see here, opting to go for an Aerial Ace. Oh, but the Gorgeist gets a throw off first. We do get a shield.
And so now Aerial Ace, we saw it before, will take out just over half of the HP of the Gorgeist. Gorgeist now has to contend with the Superior. We saw that the Superior, just the power of its bulk, is just overcoming a lot of opponents that you just wouldn't expect it to.
Right. It is a bulky grass type for sure. And can tank a Shadow Ball. Now, of course, they still have 2 shields. Okay.
And a Leaf Tornado enough to take... almost enough to take out the Gorgeist. Not quite. Let's see if they can Vine Whip down before they get to a Shadow Ball. No, Stabber calling out, just going with the Seed Bomb. Now, Getsu Fractal. Let's see if he knows his counts. Manages to hold off from using it. And now we've got the Superior with... did it have a move ready? It did. It did, and... throwing the lower energy one, the Leaf Tornado, against the Steelix, which isn't gonna worry about it. It's like, I got this, bruh. And is now gonna Dragon Tail it down. Oh, hello.
Cool. But does get a catch off and opts to shield. I think they were hoping to get a little farm there with the Primeape.
Mm-hmm. So now we get Mantine, and look, we saw how much the Aerial Ace does to it. Gonna go for a Bubble Beam. That's an interesting play. We get the shield anyway from Stabber, so I don't particularly mind that. Obviously, a Night Slash will KO the Mantine from here, and then it will have just a lot of energy against the back Pokemon. Wow, the Mantine is staying alive, so hoping to get to another Bubble Beam or an Aerial Ace maybe. It will be very tight. No, double Night Slashing and taking out that Mantine, completely rendering the shield ineffective.
Right, and that was definitely the right call to make the second throw. As we know, we can see that there is a Provo Pass that's going to come out here eventually. And it's just going to be bad news.
Oh, yeah. We get to see a Provo Pass disappear. Here we go. Oh, this is what I like to see. This is what we do the ring for. It's these big old nukes.
Bye-bye, Provo. You did your service.
Yeah. And, so Stabber winning 4-1 in the end. Getsu putting up an amazing fight. This was either his second or third attempt at the ring, and probably, like, even though the score didn't play out in his favor, I think that was the best that he has played up until now. Getting a lot more use out of that Superior than I thought that he would. Right.
And, it's interesting. We didn't see the Pharaoh throughout any of these matches. Of course, Staberate almost played all their Pokemon too. We did not see the Ninetales, however.
Mm-hmm.
But
so
very
do you think
interesting
using Ferrothorn instead of Superior would have helped?
Not really. Not with that Primeape.
Yeah, that makes
sense. Right, we did see a Paranet play, but it makes sense. It kind of makes you think they would have brought Ninetales eventually at some point, but But yeah, surprising to not have seen the Ninetales.
Yeah, I am actually very surprised that we didn't see the Ninetales at all, because it just has such good matchups against the line. I think Getsu might have been aware of that, meaning that they brought the Mantine and Probo every battle to try and, counter that potential strategy. But looks like Stabber was onto that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's move on to the next battle. We have Stabber 8 continuing his run, now going against Lyle Jeffs III, who is a coach on the BTW podcast Discord server. He really knows his shit. He is really highly ranked in both GBL and Silpharina. In fact, I believe he is one of the highest ranked people in Silpharina that we've had so far in its run. So he is running Superior as well. He's also running Alomomola, Gorgeist, Skarmory, Machamp, regular Machamp, because the Shadows are not allowed in this meta, and also normal cast form. What do you think of normal cast form?
Right, I was really surprised to see this as normal and not Rainy, because we know that quite a bit of people are running Rainy here. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting, right? What does it get play against on the other team? I mean, a little bit with Galv, but yeah, I don't know.
Maybe, I mean, it would probably do all right against the Gorgeist. Resisting the Shadow Balls, right, and the Hexes, obviously. The Hex, when super effective, like for the Hex coming from the normal cast form, does a lot more damage than you think it should.
Mm-hmm.
And then those Rock Weather Balls just kind of add up over time. And then maybe Mantine as well.
Right. Yeah, and you know what's interesting also too here on Stabber 8's team, you see these double fighters, which again we'll see if it gets much play against Lyle Jeff's team, but of course that would come in really handy against more meta Steelix team, but Lyle Jeff's really not bringing a super meta team here. It's very interesting.
Yeah, totally. And just worth pointing out that Stabber, the change Stabber made was to drop his Ninetales for the Vigoroth. And one more thing that hasn't been mentioned yet to either the viewers or to yourself, Katie, is that the players do have the opportunity to TM their Pokemon once they see their opponent's team. So I don't think that comes in particular handy in this matchup, unless Stabber could maybe have TM'd his Primeape if Lyle had like a Dragonite on his team, but Lyle, like you said, not going super meta with this one. So I think you think Close Combat Night Slash is the better move set to go with here?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
All right. Let's see how we go. So Lyle Jeffs is looking to be the one to upset Stabber, and his amazing run. What is that? Like, it's like a 17 out of 20 now. It's ridiculous. Let's go. Battle number 1. We've got... that's not what Castform wants to see.
No. Oh, and super effective. Yep. So we're going to see switch with... All right. It's going to be fighter against fighter. He is opting to stay in and throw. You got to shield the Machamp. Of course, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm kind of surprised because Lyle did not know what the moveset on the Primeape was, so could have been expecting a Night Slash Ice Punch. I might not have shielded that if I were in his position, so that was kind of a play it safe move, and it worked out for them.
Fair. Oh, we do get the Rock Slide on the Mantine, doing quite a bit of damage there. They are opting to go for the Bubble Beam. That makes sense. I think this should take out the Machamp from here. It does. Oh, almost. We did get one more. We did get one extra there.
All right, so probably, yeah, you'd have to throw in the cast form here because you know that there's the Primeape in the back, meaning you absolutely want the Gorgeist to be in there instead of the cast form. Now, of course, the Night Slashes from the Primeape are still doing plenty of work against the Gorgeist, so this isn't safe for Lyle at all, but it means that this cast form is obviously much better against the Mantine. Having to throw the Weather Ball to KO the Mantine so that it doesn't get another move out, and now potentially can pressure the Primeape with some Power Whips, or you can see them switching, insta-switching into that Gorgeist.
Right. And let's see, what are they bringing out? They are opting to go for the Primate and then switch again themselves. That makes sense. To get the Galv lined up here. We do get the Shadow Ball coming off first. That makes sense as well. They are going to give up a shield here.
And I think that is the play because the Galvantula can get to its lunges a lot quicker than the Gorgeist can get to its Shadow Balls. So with 2 shields in hand, you definitely want to play this one out because when that is the case, the longer the battle goes, the more advantage you have against your opponent.
All right, and Galvantula opting not to farm up here. They could throw right away. We do get a shield. Makes sense.
And this Shadow Ball, I mean, after it's been debuffed a couple of times, might not actually get the job done against the Galv. Just stays alive, and 1 more Hex is enough. So that's probably even better for Lyle, because now it is 1 away from another Shadow Ball and manages to get that out against the Primate. Luckily, the Primate has that extra shield in hand, so it's not going to matter, and now the Primate should be able to counter down. We do get a switch into the cast form, and now that stored energy comes in handy. The Power Whip should be able to take out this Primate from here, completely rendering that Primate ineffective from there, and there we go, cast form. It begins and ends with the cast form.
Right. Yeah, that was a great comeback by Lyle there. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Redemption for cast form.
And that is something that I think that is an understated skill, is being able to bank a move and effectively use it later in the battle when it is more useful, more effective. If that makes sense?
Absolutely. Yep. Can't use it now, use it later, but much better. All right, we do see the Galv against Machamp here, the start.
And obviously the Galvantula does not want to see rocks ever in its life. Most bugs like rocks, not in Pokemon Go.
Right, true.
All right, now going for the lunge, which even though it is resisted by the Machamp, is still going to hurt a butt ton.
And they opt for the no shield, but they do survive, of course. And we get a switch out to the Gorgeist. Throwing another lunge.
And the Gorgeist can tank that just fine. We get the switch into the Mantine now, and with the health on the Gorgeist as low as it currently is, 1 Aerial Ace is going to be enough to wreck that one. And this Shadow Ball is going to even things up a little bit more, but just absolutely not enough. The Mantine obviously has the time now to build up a little bit extra energy and running Wing Attack instead of the Bubble. So it looks like that was a change from the last one, because I think both Mantine were using Bubble last time, weren't they?
I think that's right. Yeah.
So out comes Cast Form again in the matchup that it wants to see, and doesn't care about no Bubble Beam. So just tanks out like a champ. And going for the... Okay, so building up to the Energy Ball before firing the Weather Ball Rock. And debuffed, maybe this won't take it out because it is a pretty weak move. But now we get the switch into the Primeape, and out comes the Machamp, not quite managing to get to that cross drop.
Nope. That was rough. Going for the Night Slash here, though, and no shielding on the cast form. That was the right call.
It's a big play, and the attack boost as well. So now Primeape just finishing it off with counters, and Primeape wins one back for Stabber.
Yes. Right. That was a little sad to see the cast form not throw there, but yeah, it just hurt too much.
Do you think it would have managed to get the move off if the Primeape didn't get the boost?
It might have. Yeah, it might have. Yeah, get that energy ball.
Yeah, so RNG saving Stabber on this one. It would have been 0-2 down. So far, Stabber has not dropped more than one battle per set, so let's see if that trend continues. We get the Primeape into the Gorgeist, and this is a lot more even. The Night Slash is going to hurt, though. I think Primeape does have the upper hand here, despite the double resistance to fighting.
Right, exactly. And we got a no shield. But they do have to switch to the Vig. And of course we see a switch from a Gorg to Skarm on the other side. It's not looking so good for the Vig, but there is a bit of play here.
I've never in my days seen a Vigoroth swap into a Golgeist. That was impressive. And now the counter switch to the Skarmory onto the Vigoroth. This is really interesting because the Skarmory would probably prefer to be against the Primeape. Both are dealing neutral damage with the counter, but the air slashes and sky attacks are super effective against the Primeape, where they are just neutral against the Vigoroth. So you can see it tanked that like a champ, and we'll be able to get another body slam off before the next sky attack comes through. Neither player throwing, which is very curious to me. Finally, we do get the body slam, which will take the Skarmory out. Oh, no, it won't!
With it to shield, wow. All right. And use that sky attack. They've got to let the V go here. But they don't. They opt to shield as well.
Wow.
Trading shields.
And now the snipe from Lyle and the seed bomb coming in now. I think the Primeape can... Oh, no, okay. We got the Steelix in the back. So that is going to just laugh at this Gourgeist. It's not scared. The Primeape would also have been fine as well, because it could get to another Night Slash before the next Seed Bomb comes out, I believe. But this Steelix can take out the Gourgeist and probably get a bit of extra energy as well. So we see the Seed Bomb, which isn't going to do particularly much, and Stabber knows that, so not quite worried yet. Both players still have a shield in hand, and we've got Lyle with a full cast form and a fraction of a Skarmory left, and we've got Stabber with a fraction of a Steelix and most of a Primeape left, so fairly even looking situation.
I think we're going to see... Oh, we do actually see a shield on the cast form here. That's not looking good. Of course, the Primeape comes in right away.
And I think this is going to be over.
Yep. Not good for the cast form here. ending just like the last match. We do have that small bit of health on the Skarmory, but doesn't mean much here.
Yeah, it doesn't come into play. So again, that's two battles out of 3 here that have ended with a Primeape close combat. Is that right?
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, so that Primeape coming in real handy for Stabber, and just really interesting drawing out that Skarmory with the Vigoroth. I think Lyle might be regretting that particular move. Yeah, so let's see what happens in this 4th battle. We've got Gourgeist into Mantine, the wing attack once again, just doing a fair amount of work against the Gourgeist. The Gourgeist building up, and they're looking to build up to a Shadow Ball and then switch out, but the Aerial Ace comes through first.
We'll see a no shield on the Gourgeist. Makes sense. And a Shadow Ball coming through on the Mantine to hit the Mantine.
All right, so now...
to swap to...
Yeah, so Alomamala can just take everything here. The Aerial Ace is just going to tickle. It's going to be like a soft breeze against its gorgeous pink skin. And out comes Primeape now. Psychic will obviously KO the Primeape from here, so it cannot afford to take one. But once it uses the shield, it's in a pretty good spot. It can build up a lot of energy before deciding, like, the power is in Stabber's hands when they want to throw here. Lyle not using that shield. This Night Slash will get it pretty low, but I don't think KO. And now it'll just take a couple more counters to get the job done.
Yeah, thick fish, but not enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and let's see. We do get the Machamp coming in here. They do opt to Night Slash, and we get a shield.
Wow, so that's a big bait on Stabber's part. So and gets the attack boost as well. So another Night Slash is going to come in. And oh man, this has been just really helping Stabber in this set. We get the second shield from Lyle, who is going to be regretting that. I can guarantee you.
Oh yeah. All right, and of course Mantine comes in. Now that we should see a no shield. Nope. I keep calling the shield wrong. We do get a shield.
I do the same thing.
All right, looks like throwing a bubble beam. Not quite.
That was meant to be a catch, but I think Stabber was onto that. Yeah. So now this Steelix will just be able to just farm down the Gorgeist from here. Nothing to worry about.
Right, yeah, those tails do so much damage.
And even a cross drop probably won't be enough. Crunch is, though, at this range. So one of those rare situations where a Crunch Steelix takes out the Machamp.
Right.
And that is battle 3. So again, 3-1. Again, Stabber not dropping any more than one battle in a set. Stabber is just murdering his opponents right now.
Right. Yeah, we're seeing that Primeape come really in clutch here. It is surprising.
Yeah, used it to great effect against Getsu as well, and obviously giving Lyle so much trouble. Lyle, I don't think, brought the Skarmory in that last battle, which is interesting. Oh, this is also pretty interesting. Steelix versus the Castform. Now, I doubt that Castform has the upper hand against this Steelix. Do you have some insight on that?
See, not really with its charge moves, and we don't see the Hex doing a lot of damage here on the Steelix either. Surprising shield, though. That is surprising.
Yeah, wow. Right. Lyle catching a crunch on a Gorgeist. I don't know about that, Lyle. I know he's in chat. He's watching. I'm keen to hear your thought process.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I thought that the crunch would do a bit more damage on the Gorgeist, but it's able to tank it pretty well. We do end up getting a shield for the second. And a defense drop. Wow, nice. Looking good for Stabber.
Okay, so we get Lyle's comment. That was the old bamboozled play. he was just so thrown at this one. He's not used to losing, Katie. He's used to getting what he wants. Right. Yeah. But not this time, so he just didn't know how to handle it. We get the second shield now from Stabber. So now he has opted to go both shields down against Lyle's one, and Lyle can either farm down with the Machamp or get a longer farm down with the Castform. Obviously would have to tank a move there. I don't think Earthquake would have KO'd the Castform, but obviously Machamp is the better way to go. We get the second shield coming out, and now close combat is going to do a lot more than what a cross chop will. The Primeape can tank a cross chop. The Machamp cannot take a close combat. Oh, snap. Okay, so that did do more than I thought it would. Lyle opting to catch the Night Slash with the Castform, and the Castform can get the farm down here. But I don't know if it's going to come in handy. I mean, has the Energy Ball. And the Weather Ball too, which can hit that Garvantula. The Steelix is on really low HP, but I still don't think a double resisted Weather Ball is going to be enough there.
Oh, no. Yeah, and of course, these rocks are going to hurt the Galv quite a bit. Yeah, more than half health.
Yeah, and so now it's all up to Machamp. It's not going to get to a Rock Slide in time. This discharge will finish things off.
All right.
And there it is. Stabber winning 4-1 once again.
Again.
Can anyone stop this madman? So that is 5 sets in a row now. He's going into set number 6, which I believe is a record in 5 episodes of The Ring.
Wow, very impressive.
Yeah, totally. His next opponent is Buck. We call him Buck, but we've opted to go with his in-game name on screen here. I've been informed that he is not, in fact, a dog. But he is a Canadian.
Darn. Dog's OP.
Yeah, the dog is OP. That is an adorable. Like, I'm not good with my dog breeds. Do you know what breed that is?
It looks like a Westie. I think that's a Westie.
Okay, cool. Yes, Lyle just chipping in there did change my Guardian team after this. If only I had the Sea King versus Stabber 8. Have you looked at Sea King in Guardian Cup?
No, not personally. No.
It's
it's a wild card.
Wild card's probably a good word for it. It has lots of play against a lot of things. Obviously, with the Drill Run Icy Wind moveset, it does take a couple of drill runs to take out a Steelix, which means it's not the best matchup against Steelix. But one Icy Wind takes out the Dragonite. The Gorgeist doesn't particularly like it with the poison jabs as well. So I do like Sea King for the meta. Bit hard to use though. So Buck is using. He's got the Steelix Dragonite core, and that is the first time I'm surprised to see him being the first person to use a Steelix Dragonite core because everyone else in the world is using one. We've also got Double Fly in Talonflame and Pelipper.
Right. I mean, Triple Fly. We have the Dragonite there too. But of course, you've got the Luxray helping cover that a little bit. Hoping to see some flyers. Of course, Mantine on the other team might get some play here with the Luxray.
So one thing I did play around with a fair bit early in the month was like a Steelix Double Flyer format, which obviously the one flyer would be intended to draw out any electric type, and then the Steelix can just wall all the electrics that are in this cup from there, build up just a ton of energy, and either save it for later in the battle or just take out whatever Pokemon comes in after that.
Right.
So that's an option. That's an option that Buck could potentially utilize. Let's see. Does the Primeape have as much play on this team against all the flyers as it has against previous matchups?
Right. I mean, we still have Steelix that it of course does great against, and Machamp it can hold its own, but it is going to be a little bit harder. Especially with that Pelipper.
Let's make a call. Gun to your head. Are we going to see Primeape all battles?
All battles. I would say one confidently.
Okay, cool.
But
you heard it here first. KD46 prediction.
We might see it.
We'll see Primeape in one battle at least. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now, we only have Stabber's side for this one, so we get this gorgeous pose here from Buck for the duration of that.
Great pose.
Great start for Stabber. The Luxray running Snarl. Do you have any thoughts on Snarl versus Spark?
I would probably run Spark personally, so that's pretty interesting to me. But has more play here, I think, in this matchup.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Obviously, the Psychic Fangs, you have to run a few of them to really add up against that Glasgow. We see the second one getting a shield from Stabber. We get the Night Slash. So yeah, probably Earthquake would be a bit too overkill here. So I think I like the Night Slash decision here. Buck is onto that though, so not shielding that first one. Probably going to see a shield for the second one, or might just let the Luxray go down. We'll see how he goes. Looks like he is doing that, and we get the straight switch out.
Interesting.
Steelix sniping that Luxray, but so the Luxray obviously can't come back and do damage later, but now Stabber has given up switch advantage and is going in against the Toxicroak, which is something that it doesn't really want to see.
Where's Toxicroak coming from?
That's a really good point. I will have to double check later. I'll have to double check later. Let's just assume that, because I know Buck was running Tox in a lot of his practice matchups, so maybe I just accidentally put the Machamp in there instead of the Tox.
Alright, so here, and are we going to see the Gliscor come back in?
Well, I think we've got to. Obviously, the Gliscor doesn't have to be saved for anything else now because the Luxray has been taken out. And this move, doesn't have to shield it, even if it did take it out completely. You could just one waterfall down from there. And now here comes Empoleon, 2 shields versus 1. Usually Empoleon wins this one, but do you think with the extra shield in hand on Buck's side that will help?
I would say so, yes. I mean, we'll certainly see, but we do see Empoleon farming up a little bit here. But we do get a throw, and they opt not to shield. I think they know that this game might be called.
They're giving that up there. Yeah. So Dragonite taking out the Empoleon. Buck. And in conversations with Buck, he has told me that just no one knows that Dragonite can actually beat Empoleon. So he knew that was going to happen as soon as he saw the Empoleon. I think he was counting the win in his head.
Right. Also, I have to say, interesting to see the Dragon Breath versus going for Dragon Tail on Dragonite. But plenty of people prefer Dragon Breath. That's true. But I think PB Poke has Dragon Tail as the preferred move.
Right. So now, whoa, Stabber, right. Definitely winning this one.
Yeah, not looking good for the Pelipper. Do we get an instant swap? No, we do not.
So not panicking.
No. Confidently staying in.
But you can see how much damage those 3 Volt Switches did to the Pelipper. Is that right? That's even less than what? That's even more damage than what I thought it should do. Actually, now we get the transfer of that last Volt Switch to another Pokemon. I didn't see what it was. Did you?
I did not either. No. It is a Dragonite. Interesting.
Okay, so the Dragon Breath's just chipping away at the Gliscor. The Gliscor coming in because I guess it wants to avoid getting into a fight with that Pelipper. But that Pelipper is on so low HP that just one wing attack I think would have done the trick there.
Right, absolutely. All right, we are going to see just the Gliscor doing quite a little bit of damage here. We do get a Night Slash off right away rather than farming. Now they've got to just let this Dragonite go.
And we get the attack boost. So now this Toxicroak is going to do as much damage as it can. But you can see how much those double boosted wing attacks are now doing. So the Tox has got some work ahead of it. And this Night Slash, even though it's resisted, will also do a lot of work. I mean, it almost takes out the Toxicroak completely with as low HP as it started with. That was pretty crazy. And now the Pelipper coming in to tank that Volt Switch and die like a champion, but with the Primeape with 2 shields, there's really nothing this Toxicroak can do.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, the Primeape, of course, it's doing its job, but holding its own. Those were very quick matches, weren't they?
Yeah, that was over very fast. I did like how Buck didn't panic with the Pelipper. Threw one Weather Ball on the Galv because he knew he could get there first, and then built up to a second one, just managing to switch it out before the last Volt Switch KO'd. So that was very, very minute to the half-second play. Unfortunately, just all it was good for in the end was catching that last Volt Switch and sacrificing itself for the greater good. Now we get Primeape against the Dragonite, and you called it, Primeape in at least one battle.
Oh, I didn't notice we do have a switch to Ice Punch here, but he opts to throw the Night Slash instead.
Which is interesting.
Now that's going to be pretty handy against all these flyers.
Yeah, so opting to hide that second move, so I'm guessing that he's trying to make Buck guess that his other move is close combat, or the Night Slash is 5 energy less than the Ice Punch, so maybe he had to throw Night Slash in order to get to an Ice Punch before going down. I think that's the play there, and
likely.
Guess the KO. Was that another boost?
Oh, I didn't see it just going too fast. It might have been, but we do see the Mantine come in here with the Toxicroak. This is going to be pretty hard for Toxie. Will they get a Sledge Bomb off here? They do, but it is shielded.
So
now, are we going to get a full farm down on the Mantine? It can.
that'll be pretty impressive. We get a bubble beam as well.
Right.
Okay, so this bubble beam means that if the Toxicroak does get to another move, which it doesn't because it didn't shield anyway, but if it did, then that Sludge Bomb would be a lot less painful. Now, Aerial Ace is not going to worry the Pelipper too much. The Weather Ball is not going to worry the Mantine too much. So the Pelipper has to go for a Hurricane to get the KO. And there's no shields left, so it doesn't have to try and play the baiting game. Can just go straight for that Hurricane.
Right. I've seen them throw off a bubble beam that makes a little bit of sense. Oh, and it does get shielded.
So now this Mantine's going to go down, and it's going to be interesting because the Gliscor is in the back for Stabber. Gliscor is weak. Wow, okay, those debuffs just coming in clutch. Now, double debuffed, was it 2 or 3 debuffs, something like that? Weather Balls on this super effective Pokemon. Let's see how much it does. Still takes it into the yellow, which is impressive. And there's the second Weather Ball too. So that is going to take out that Gliscor.
Sorry, Gliscor.
Oh, no, there is still a little bit left. It does get to an Ice Slash!
Oh. All right, this should take out the Pelipper, of course.
Wow!
And that's GG's. GG's.
So, okay, how much was there left on the Mantine for Stabber's side? Like, if the Gliscor had been taken out by the Weather Ball, would that have been a win for Buck?
Likely. I think that Mantine could have taken 2 more fast moves, but I don't know that it would have done much help against the Pelipper. But yeah, wow.
That was very tight. So now we see Gliscor into Toxicroak. Stabber likes this. Buck does not. So again, not panicking, throwing a bit of counter damage first. We'll see when he decides to switch out. Should know, he knows his counts, so he should know that this is just Night Slash.
Right, non-earthquake. Yep, and we see the no shield.
So now we get a charge move thrown from Buck's side. This has to be Sludge Bomb. There's no reason to try and bait with a Mud Bomb here, and it takes Gliscor into the yellow. Now Gliscor can potentially try and farm down, have an Earthquake almost ready for the next Pokemon that comes out. We don't know what Buck's backline is. We're going to see the first mon now.
Oh, we do see the Dragonite against the Empoleon again. Hopefully it will go a little better this time, but we shall see. Looks like they're opting to not shield.
And you can see how much damage that does. I mean, Dragon Breath on Dragonite is just insane.
But we are going for a Drill Peck here, and it is shielded.
And just get into a Drill Peck. Wow. So now Buck has to make a decision. Is this Dragonite still... Does it still have use?
Let's see. I mean, they don't know that they have a Steelix in the back, but
so that'll
be a pretty tough matchup.
Yeah, so having a Steelix and 2 shields remaining.
Right, no, not looking good for the Dragonite.
And no Toxicroak as well, so I think, it has to come in with his own Steelix, and this is just going to be over real quick.
Yep. Hard time to not have any shields.
Even if Buck had Pelipper in the back, which I think is his best counter to the opposing Steelix. With 2 shields up, I don't think Stabber's losing that one.
Oh.
Is he going to 2-shield flex? I think he's going to 2-shield flex. I mean, can survive an Earthquake. Wow, that was unnecessarily risky.
Right. Yeah, I personally would have shielded. I'm not comfortable like that.
Yeah, come on, Stabber. You know better than that. You're representing the ring here. Yeah, you gotta be. You gotta have better manners. Oh wow. Maybe sending that off to Buck, like, huh? How do you like them apples?
Right. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, Stabber playing really well in this matchup so far. But holy cow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what can Buck do? What can he do?
right. Yeah.
He's thrown in the Toxicroak against the Glasgow a couple of times, which just hasn't been really good for him. And look at that, just hard losing a lead again. Oh,
Oof,
Buck.
no.
Oh, the humanity.
Coming in with the Dragonite.
Oh,
still really rough play here.
Not what you do against a Dragonite, against a Steelix.
No. Of course, opting for the no shield makes a lot of sense. Oh, it looked like they were almost trying to switch out, but it was a CMP tie. So they are going to undercharge here.
I mean, is there any reason to switch here? I feel like it would have been better just to play that out and then kind of switch into that, like switch after that.
Yeah, I mean, they had a clear win here. I think they were probably just trying to get a little bit of farm, but
yeah, it must be that. So the Psychic Fang's adding up. I think it can survive one more Psychic Fang. The Night Slashes, it's got a couple, so can throw a couple of those to take it almost to ground. The second one is coming through. It might have to shield a Psychic Fangs, or might just let that go. So what's Stabber going to do? Is he going to 2-shield flex again? No, opting to use that one. So keeping that Glasgow going for whatever happens to be in the back and not getting the farm down. So that's a wasted shield there.
Right, definitely. I'm a little surprised that they didn't want to protect that energy, but yeah, it's sometimes just best to let it go. Oh, and a Mantine against a Toxie. You don't want to see this.
Not like this.
No.
So, Stabber going Bubble Beams. Tox not shielding. Buck just wants this to be over. Stabber not shielding. Just really wants to make his opponent understand that he was outplayed. And now the Dragon Tail farm down as well.
Right, rough match.
Wow, Stabber 8 once again.
4-1, wow.
Yeah, just constant 4-1s over and over again.
Dang. Well played, though. Very, very well played. But yeah, that Steelix just really doing a lot there. And also the Gliscor doing quite a bit for him in that last match.
Yeah, what could have been done different? Obviously, those leads that Buck had to deal with were just so hard to overcome.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just again, the lead was pretty bad. Of course, you would have wanted to have Toxie there, but yeah, just rough battle.
Yeah, so obviously it was Toxicroak instead of the Machamp there because we didn't see any Machamp at all. So that's we like to joke here at Palatown that there's always at least one production issue, and that was it. That was a small one comparatively.
Right, great.
All right, let's move into battle number 5. This is Otto Saha is the final challenger. He's from my home state, South Australia, and this is his. I think this is his first return since being the champion himself. Otto was actually our original champion and did go for a long time. I think he went 5 sets without dropping one.
Wow.
And now Stabber has obviously just come in and crushed that record. So well done to Stabber. And let's see if Otto can come and take back his crown again. Also a new dad. He's he's been he's been still managing to keep in touch with the Sylph scene, but obviously his participation has dropped back a fair bit with the whole
Dad's at PvP.
Yeah, Dad's at PvP. And so he's running Manectric, which I really like the idea of Manectric because it is with that Wild Charge and Overheat combination, it can actually beat Steelix in the one shield. So my thought running that originally was to switch into Manectric and then have my opponent switch in Steelix to counter it and then get surprised. But
that, yeah, I mean, would be surprising for sure.
But then it turned out to be too classy, as we all know. So what else? What other thoughts are you having on the team? Do you have thoughts on the Manectric or anything else in the team standing out to you?
Yeah, I mean, the Manectric is pretty spicy. It's something I would not expect. But we do see a bit more of a Common Core meta here. Again, we got the Gorgeist and then the Steelix Dragonite combo. Another Alola Malolo making its presence here. But overall, looking like a pretty good team. We do, of course, see a little bit of a switch up here from Stabber 8.
Yeah, going Poliwrath now. So double fighter, but different double fighter to the Vigoroth that he was running earlier.
Right. I like Poliwrath personally. That's something I would choose. But yeah, we'll see if it gets much play here. It's hard to say. Of course, it's running Ice Punch against Dragonite. That's pretty great. But yeah,
Dynamic Punch as the other move.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens. We do get the Toxicroak on Otto's side. Let's see if that actually is a Toxicroak or if that's a Machamp. We'll find out.
Right. Who knows? Oh.
Okay, Otto winning the lead, and we do see the Toxicroak in the back, and Alomomola as well. So he's got 2 Steelix counters in the back, catching the first crunch, which is excellent work on the Primeape, which doesn't care about the crunch at all. So Stabber managing to work that one back now. Is running Ice Punch still. Toxicroak, an Ice Punch will do a fair amount of damage, but Tox can generally get out of this matchup pretty fine.
Yeah, yeah, when we see it right there, it does quite a bit. Now this is, going to be pretty close, but don't get any throws off there.
Now this is huge for Otto, because winning back switch advantage is just essential to match up the Alomomola against Stabber's Steelix. And then I believe that was Otto's own Steelix in the back, or Otto's own Steelix can then go in against the Gorgeist. So this is huge.
We do have quite a bit of energy here. They do throw the Shadow Ball right away. Steelix does shield.
Yeah, and I don't mind that particularly, because I mean the matchups kind of take care of themselves. The shields are really just kind of no-brainers to protect that matchup.
Interesting that we get a second shield right after. And
so this is interesting, because I don't know how much an Earthquake does to an Aloe, but could that possibly flip the matchup?
I don't see that being very likely, but we'll see here. It's a pretty thick fish, so
I mean, Earthquake does a fair amount, but I mean, the Aloe can then just, I mean, it can throw a charge move, whether it will or not.
It could, right? These waterfalls do a pretty good amount of damage. Of course, we don't have any shields left, so probably throwing was the right call.
And so now this Steelix comes in and finishes off the work that Alomomola started. And this is just a matter of farming down now. And Otto takes out battle number 1.
Dang, impressive.
Yeah, so obviously Otto is not going to win any more battles this set. So we know that it is 4-1 Stabber.
Oh, man. We'll see. But yeah, I like that Steelix play. I mean, we see that on both sides there, right? Or was that just Otto with the Steelix?
I think they both had the Steelix. Right. Because Otto managed to, match that Aloe against Stabber Steelix to really just make that battle a definite win for him.
All right, and seeing a Toxie against Gorg coming in first. Gorg's farming up a little bit. We do have a Sludge Bomb coming in, opting this time for the shield.
Sludge Bomb going to be neutral against the Gorgeist, but it is a powerful move. Toxicroak is a very strong Pokemon. So obviously the Gorgeist is looking to just protect its hair. Doesn't want to get its hair messy. So shielding that one and returning with a Shadow Ball, which is also being shielded. Oh, going for a bait now. And we'll see if Stabber wants to commit a... Oh, hang on.
Oh,
that still said call. 2 shields, didn't it?
Yep.
So did we get a Phantom Shield?
Did we get a Phantom Shield? Yeah, they definitely shielded the first Sludge Bomb. And it does show.
Oh, okay.
2 shields. Whoops. Quality game.
yeah, esport ready. And now Stabber with 2 shields and Poliwrath locked in against the Steelix. And taking a crunch just fine. So I don't know if Otto's got any play here, Katie.
Right. Yeah, this isn't looking so good. I would say that this is Stabber's game. We'll see if he even uses the 2 remaining shields. Hopefully not. Makes it a fair match. That's rough.
And gets the Mudshot farm down. You never like to be... Yeah, look at that. That's just a quip from Otto.
Yeah. Goodbye.
So, oh man, that was rough on Otto's side. Now, I haven't been told that match was replayed at all, so I guess Otto... cause Otto's such a delightful man that I think he would have just said that, I was never going to win that one, so we don't need to replay it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, of course we didn't get to the 3rd Pokemon, but yeah, it was a rough match.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we'll see if there's any change here. We get Poliwrath into Gorgeist, and the Poliwrath is getting out of there, even though those Ice Punches are super effective. And wow, I mean, this is a worse matchup now for Stabber.
Right. Yeah, those waterfalls are doing a lot of damage here on the Gliscor. I mean, yeah, got to throw the Night Slash, hoping for the boost. Don't get it.
Yeah, so Stabber's got the Gorgeist, and I think it was the Poliwrath in the back. So this would have been really good if Stabber had Steelix in the back, because now he's drawn out the Alomomola. But not to be, so now I presume the Gorgeist is going to come back in.
Yeah.
It is Gorgeist. Throws off 1 Hex before the Psychic comes in, and shielding as well. So, I mean, if you're going to use your shield, it didn't actually matter what you brought in, so it's just a matter of what you want the energy to be on.
Get that farm down.
Get that farm down.
Up a little bit. And we have a pumpkin fight.
Food everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
And
it makes sense to shield.
Yeah. So I believe looks like 1 is super and 1 is large, if I know my pumpkin sizes, and I'm pretty sure I do.
I always have a difficult time All right, and returning a shield, again, making sense. The landing a Shadow Ball here is just going to change the game. But we do get a Seed Bomb. We are going to get a bait, and they do up to shield.
Now, the Stabber's going to have to switch out, because... Oh, no, Otto switches out, actually, and brings in the Dragonite. The Dragonite is going to take a Shadow Ball from a Gorgeist. That is not something you usually want to happen with your Dragonite. It's shiny as well. Oh, the humanity.
Ha. Right? Oh, and then this coming in too. We get an Ice Punch going off, yeah, by Dragonite.
Now,
just take it charge.
The Stabber still has the Shadow Ball on his Gorgeist, doesn't he?
Nearly. Yeah, just about there.
Okay, I forget. So one of them had the energy still. Looks like Otto had the Seed Bomb ready. Now, I believe had 2 Seed Bombs there, so it's going to have to fire the second one, but doesn't. And Ice Punch, I think KOs the Gorgeist?
I think it does from here. Yep. Yes. Ooh, rough.
Yeah, so I should have thrown Shadow Ball, actually.
Right, would have done more. Yeah, because you can see they needed 1 more fast move, I think, to get that second Seed Bomb off.
Right,
so,
right.
Pretty close.
And yeah, the Shadow Ball, even though it is lower damage for energy, is doing more raw damage. If you're only going to get one move off, that's the one you want to go with. So Stabber winning that one?
Yep.
Yep.
Stabber clawing it back.
One more to retain his title as champion. And here we go. Manectric lead. Obviously, an overheat is going to hurt. Doesn't quite KO the Steelix, though, which is a big issue. Like, Manectric would be a lot better in this cup if the overheat actually did completely KO the Steelix.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but we get a shield. So that's a switch out. Play.
And wow, the Alomomola catching crunch there, which Alomomola doesn't often care about charge moves. So just taking that one like a champ, and then the Steelix comes out, and out comes the Poliwrath.
It's an interesting choice. Right, not to bring the Gourgeist in here.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see.
So could it be something to do with knowing that the Manectric is in the back? Maybe the Poliwrath just doesn't want to deal with a barrage of wild charges from the Manectric.
Good point. We do. Oh, all right. I was thinking when they were going to throw Dynamic Punch there, but they're going for the Ice Punch, which will it KO with?
I don't think it will.
A sliver of health. Sliver?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a risk. Sliver. It's a sliver. I think technically a sliver.
Yeah, a little more. But we do get 2 off.
So Stabber maintaining switch here. Now that Manectric can probably farm down there, which Manectric with energy is just a nightmare. And now comes Steelix again, so we're going to see another overheat. And I think the Steelix is on low enough HP that this will KO. Stabber not willing to commit that second shield now, so is opting to let that Steelix go. And go it does.
Great. Oh, and then again, we got another pumpkin fight, but we do have 2 shields from Otto, which is going to really help him in this matchup.
Yeah, that will completely enable... Oh, wow. Yeah, wow, that's...
No shield. Knew it was over.
Yeah. So, Otto is now the most successful challenger against our current champ, Stabber 8, out of anyone that has played it so far. This is the only matchup, because this is the last matchup of the night, this is the only one that I don't actually know the final result. So I'm very keen to see who wins this one.
Right, yeah, keeping it interesting. Surprising to see that come back for Otto, but yeah, Stabber has been playing great so far. Oh, and we do get the Primeape against the Gorg. Of course, we know the Primeape does have Ice Punch, but Night Slash does pretty well here too.
Absolutely. I think Otto was attempting to tap the Seed Bomb first, so looking to go for a bit of a cheeky bait there. Shielding a Night Slash first. Oh, and now Primeape gets the attack boost. What is it with Stabber and these attack boosts?
Right. Man.
Yeah, wow.
This is a lucky Primeape, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Alright, so we get the second C-Bomb coming in. Otto not wasting any time, knows that next Night Slash is coming thick and fast and will KO that Gourgeist. So getting the Seed Bomb off and then catching the Night Slash on the Aloe. That is how you play that out. So now either Stabber's going to just let that Primeape go down, or he's going to try and switch it out straight away and protect the last remaining little bit of it. And now we get that Super Gourgeist, which is the best answer that he has for the Aloe.
All right, it looked like it was almost a CMP time, maybe. We do get the Seed Bomb coming off. It does quite a bit of damage to the Alomomola.
The Psychic will take it down to about a third of its HP. So Stabber's going to want to build up as much energy as possible before taking this thing out. Or looking to farm down completely. Going for the Hex farm down. Gets it. So is now at 100 energy and has all the options in the world of what to do with it. Now, if that Manectric is running Snarl, they'll still be able to get to another Shadow Ball before the Snarl can do its work. So but
that
doesn't need
Shadow
to.
Ball did quite a bit of damage there.
Yeah.
That extra energy coming in, really handy here.
And now it is Gliscor against Gourgeist. Gliscor is going to be taking neutral damage from Seed Bomb despite being a ground type. The Night Slash will probably KO from here, so Otto is on the back foot right now, which is saying that I've recently learned is purely like Australian and British people. It is a cricket term, being on the back foot. It's a force of habit. Auto screwed is what we're saying here.
Oh, and of course we see the pumpkin goes down.
So, Stabber, despite a scare, maintaining his reign as the champion. So that is now 7 sets in a row that he's managed to maintain his win. And only going more than one loss once so far, and that was against the original champion in Otto.
Right. Yeah, that was a really impressive run. Again, I think that Primate, that whatever he's got, like some special magic, getting those those Night Slash boosts there. But really well played from Stabber.
So Stabber will be back next month running some Obsidian Cup battles, and nice. If anyone watching this would like to participate in a future episode of The Ring, head to the Pallet Town PvP Discord. There is a channel there called Grab a Roll, and there's a little button there labeled The Ring. So if you click on that, you'll go in the list, and Lyle, I mean, you might get picked up for another round yourself. You can potentially get a rematch. And we pick new contenders every month. For each month, they will all go in the queue. We'll arrange the battles. We'll get them shoutcasted by a well-known, popular battler, and you could be the one to finally topple the tyrant that is Stabber.
Yeah. Are you up to the challenge, guys? Who's ready to enter the ring?
Thank you, Katie, for joining us. Katie really wanted to try her hand at shoutcasting. This is her debut, and she did very, very well.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been exciting. Always fun to try new things. And love watching Sylph battles, of course.
Absolutely. And also one more thank you to our editor in Hisuian Ryan, who cut all these battles together. And I just couldn't, with the amount of stuff we got going on in Pallet Town, I don't know how easy it would be to get these out without his help. So thank you to him as well. Lyle's suggesting Katie should enter the ring.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, pretty good battler. No.
Yeah, I've heard.
We'll see. I mean, Stabber, pretty great too.
Yeah, I've said it before. He's very, very good at being able to work out a meta very quickly.
Great. That's a skill for sure.
Yeah, so that gives him an advantage because these battles generally take place pretty early. So now it is time to find someone to raid, and I think Mystic Sparkle. How does that sound?
Yeah,
Fellow Canadian.
Love Mystic Sparkle. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've raided her since this channel became Pallet Town PvP, to be honest.
Then now's the time.
What better time than now? Mystic Sparkle. Is it 24?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Ka-ching!
All right,
everyone jump in the raid. Get those numbers up. 8. We can do it.
Yeah. Great Mystic Sparkle. She's excellent.
She is so good. All right, I think that's going to be it. All right, thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Mama Climbs is streaming here on Thursday night. That's going to be the next stream. So, and that's US time. So, don't miss that. She is a wonderful, fairly new battler. She's picked it all up really, really quick. delightful to watch. We'll see you there.